For centuries, the legal profession has stood as a bastion of order and tradition. It is a world built upon the bedrock of precedent, where the wisdom of the past guides the decisions of the present. Imagine the great halls of justice, the leather-bound volumes lining endless shelves, and the hushed tones of advocates debating points of law established long before they were born. This system was designed for permanence and stability. It was built to resist rapid change, ensuring that the principles of justice remained constant and reliable. The very language of the law, intricate and formal, speaks to a discipline that values precision and history above all else. This deliberate, slow-moving nature was not a flaw. It was its defining feature, a safeguard against fleeting societal whims. The law has always been a profoundly human endeavour. It relies on the nuanced judgment of judges, the persuasive storytelling of barristers, and the meticulous diligence of solicitors. Every contract drafted, every case argued, and every piece of advice given has been filtered through the lens of human experience and intellect. The weight of this responsibility has shaped the profession into a closed, hierarchical structure. Entry is demanding, training is rigorous, and progression is earned over decades of practice. The entire economic model of the legal sector was built on this human element, the billable hour, a direct measure of a lawyer's time and expertise. But this world, so carefully constructed and preserved, has always been defined by paper. Mountains of it, documents, files, precedents, evidence. A single complex case could generate millions of pages, requiring armies of paralegals and junior lawyers to read, sort, and analyze them. This manual, labor-intensive process was simply the cost of doing business. It made legal services expensive and often slow, accessible primarily to corporations and wealthy individuals. The system, while noble in its aims, was inherently inefficient and exclusive, a fortress protected by its own complexity. While banking, media, and retail were being fundamentally reshaped by digital innovation, the world of law remained largely untouched. The tools of the trade might have evolved from quill pens to typewriters and then to word processors, but the core workflows remained stubbornly familiar. It was a kingdom confident in its ancient walls. The first signs of change were subtle, almost imperceptible. They were not a revolution, but a slow, quiet evolution. The arrival of the internet, email began to accelerate the pace of communication, replacing the deliberate rhythm of posted letters and couriered documents with the instantaneity of digital messages. Legal databases started to move online, shifting research from dusty library stacks to keyword searches on a computer screen. Electronic discovery, or e-discovery, emerged as a necessary response to the growing volume of digital evidence. Instead of sifting through paper, lawyers now had to contend with terabytes of data. However, these initial steps had an unintended consequence. They began to demystify the legal process. This democratization of information was a small crack in the fortress walls. Online legal forums and websites started offering basic legal information and template documents directly to the public. For the first time, individuals and small businesses could access simple legal resources. This period also saw the birth of the first legal tech startups. The innovation was no longer coming from within the legal profession itself. It was being driven by technologists, entrepreneurs, and data scientists, who saw the law as just another industry ripe for digital disruption. The tremor was getting stronger. The slow tremor of early digitization is now escalating into a perfect storm. It is not one single technology, but a powerful convergence of several that promises to reshape the legal landscape forever. At the forefront is artificial intelligence. AI-powered systems can now review millions of documents for discovery in a fraction of the time it would take a team of paralegals, and with greater accuracy. Joining AI is the revolutionary power of blockchain technology. In the legal world, This has profound implications. It enables the creation of smart contracts, agreements that automatically execute their terms when certain conditions are met without the need for an intermediary. Using predictive analytics, AI can analyze historical case data to forecast litigation outcomes with surprising accuracy. This helps lawyers and clients decide whether to settle or proceed to trial, transforming legal strategy into a data-driven science. Generative AI is putting legal information into consumers' hands. This convergence creates a feedback loop. Each technology amplifies the others, accelerating change exponentially. The storm is no longer on the horizon. It has arrived, and it is poised to break upon the ancient foundations of the legal world. As we stand on the cusp of this technological revolution, we face a series of profound and unsettling questions. The most immediate question concerns employment. If AI can perform routine tasks more efficiently and cheaply than humans, what will happen to those jobs? Paralegals, junior associates, legal secretaries. The path for a young lawyer is becoming uncertain. Beyond jobs, we must confront the impact on the economics of law. Technology promises to make legal services faster and cheaper, democratizing access to justice for individuals and for small businesses. Perhaps the most critical questions are ethical and philosophical. Can an algorithm trained on historical data be truly impartial, or will it perpetuate the biases of the past? Justice involves empathy, ethical judgment, and understanding human context. Can a machine replicate these qualities? We are being forced to define what justice truly is. The profession is moving from manual, document-heavy practice to tech-integrated, data-driven systems. This transformation is inevitable. It will create new roles while making others obsolete. It will enhance access to justice while raising new ethical dilemmas. The challenge for this generation is to guide society through digital rights, algorithmic fairness, and the governance of new technologies. The story of law's next chapter is just beginning. The engine of change is automation. At its core, automation targets the repetitive, process-driven tasks that have long formed the bedrock of legal work. Think of the painstaking process of due diligence in a corporate merger, where teams of junior lawyers spend countless nights manually reviewing thousands of contracts for potential risks. Today, sophisticated software can perform this task in a matter of hours, not weeks. This automation is not just faster, it is often more accurate, free from the human errors that inevitably arise from fatigue and monotony. In litigation, for example, the discovery process has been revolutionized. E-discovery platforms use algorithms to scan and categorize millions of emails, internal memos, and digital files. The impact of this automation is profound because it strikes at the very base of the traditional law firm pyramid. If the entry-level rungs of the career ladder are removed, how will the next generation of lawyers learn their craft? Ultimately, the automation engine is forcing a redefinition of what constitutes legal work. It is creating a clear distinction between administrative process and strategic counsel. The former is increasingly becoming the domain of machines. This frees up human lawyers to concentrate on the latter, providing nuanced advice, developing creative legal strategies, negotiating complex deals, and advocating for clients in court. The value proposition is shifting towards the application of uniquely human skills, judgment, creativity, empathy, and persuasion. The profession is being bifurcated, and lawyers must choose which side they will be on. If automation is the powerful engine, artificial intelligence is the sophisticated brain of this new legal era. While basic automation follows pre-programmed rules, AI systems can learn, adapt, and make predictions based on data. Now, AI-powered legal research platforms can accomplish this in seconds. A lawyer types a natural language query. The AI instantly analyzes millions of legal documents. It returns a ranked list of the most relevant cases, statutes, and scholarly articles. They also create legal analytics by analyzing vast datasets of filings and outcomes to predict the likely duration of a case, the potential range of damages, and the probability of success. This turns legal strategy into a data-driven science. AI-driven contract platforms can ingest entire portfolios and build a dynamic, searchable database, identify non-standard clauses, flag contracts nearing renewal, and ensure compliance with new regulations across the board. The rise of the AI analyst shifts lawyering from reactive to proactive. That lets lawyers act as strategic advisors, navigating complex regulation with foresight. The drudgery of sifting documents is replaced by high-value interpretation of data-driven insights. The widespread adoption of automation and AI is triggering a seismic shift in the economics of the legal sector. The justification for billing by the hour evaporates. For businesses, the implications are huge. Companies that once budgeted hundreds of thousands for due diligence can now do the same work for a fraction of the cost with AI platforms. The disruption also promises to democratize access to justice for individuals and small businesses. Routine legal needs are becoming commoditized. Legal tech platforms offer these via automated online interfaces for a low fixed fee. Law firms must reinvent their business models. The billable hour is giving way to alternative fees. The focus shifts from selling time to selling value and outcomes. As automation and AI consume the routine, aspects of legal work, the role of the human lawyer is not disappearing, but rather evolving and elevating. This creates a new hierarchy of skills, where uniquely human capabilities rise in value. At the top sits strategic judgment. An AI can analyze a contract and flag risky clauses, but it cannot understand a client's risk appetite or the deal's commercial context. Interpersonal skills are now paramount. Clients can get basic legal info from chatbots, but they'll pay for reassurance, counsel, and a steady hand through a difficult process. This demands transforming legal education and training. Law schools must move beyond black-letter law and research. They should teach data analysis, technology management, and project management. Future law firms will be multidisciplinary, lawyers working with data scientists, AI auditors, and legal technologists. The human lawyer's value, orchestrating technology, not competing with it. While the promise of AI in law is immense, it casts a long and complex shadow. The technologies that offer unprecedented efficiency and insight also carry significant risks: bias, accuracy, accountability. AI systems learn from the data they are trained on. If that history contains systemic biases, then an AI trained on this data will replicate those biases and may amplify them under a veneer of technological neutrality. Consider an AI tool predicting flight risk. An AI tool predicting flight risk could disproportionately recommend denying bail to minority defendants. The black box problem means even creators can't fully explain conclusions, making it hard to scrutinize or challenge AI reasoning. Who is responsible when an AI gets it wrong? Human lawyers must provide oversight. A new specialization is needed: the AI auditor, the algorithmic ethicist. These professionals will interrogate legal technologies to ensure they are fair, transparent, and accountable. The goal is not to stop AI, but to govern it by the principles of justice it must serve. Beyond the analytical power of AI, another profound technological shift is emerging, one that targets the very concept of trust itself. This is the world of blockchain, a technology that provides a new way to record and verify information. Once a piece of information, or a block, is added to this chain, it is cryptographically linked to the previous block. This creates a record that is permanent, transparent, incredibly difficult to alter or tamper with. Unlike a traditional database controlled by a single entity, like a bank, like a government, a blockchain is decentralized, meaning no single party has control. Blockchain offers a new model, a decentralized registry where property rights or intellectual property ownership can be recorded as a unique digital token on a secure ledger, creating a perfect, unbreakable chain of title. In litigation, it can establish a secure chain of custody for digital evidence. The technology acts as a digital notary, giving certainty and verifiability previously hard and costly to achieve. This shift from institutional trust to technological trust is a monumental change. Blockchain says, embed trust in code. The most powerful application of blockchain technology in the legal sector is the smart contract. It's a computer program stored on a blockchain that automatically executes terms when predefined conditions are met. Imagine a freelance graphic designer. With a smart contract, the payment funds could be locked in an escrow account. When the client digitally marks the final design as approved, the smart contract instantly releases the payment. This concept can be applied to a vast array of commercial transactions, particularly those that are cross-border. This removes the need for multiple banking intermediaries, reduces transaction costs, and provides both parties with absolute certainty. While this automation is powerful, it is important to remember that these contracts are only as smart as the people who write them. The rise of smart contracts doesn't eliminate the need for legal expertise. It shifts it from drafting ambiguous prose to structuring precise, logical code. The combined power of blockchain ledgers and smart contracts promises a significant disintermediation effect. The removal of intermediaries, the middlemen who facilitate transactions. This disintermediation doesn't mean lawyers become obsolete. Instead, it pushes them up the value chain. Their role evolves from intermediary to architect and auditor of the system. Lawyers will design the logic of complex smart contracts. Despite the immense theoretical promise, their path to mainstream legal use is fraught with significant challenges. The technology's complexity, the oracle problem, and the fact that a smart contract, once executed, is final. Finally, unclear legal and regulatory frameworks create big uncertainty. Until laws and standards exist, big firms will hesitate on high-value blockchain deals. Building legal and practical pathways will be long and hard. The emergence of generative AI is honestly a quantum leap. For the legal profession, this is showing up as a whole new kind of tool. The 24/7 legal assistant. They can simply ask a specialized generative AI and get a comprehensive, structured summary in just a few minutes. Lawyers aren't just typing keywords. They're having a dialogue with a system that's, well, read pretty much every case, statute, and law review article. They can ask follow-up questions, request alternative arguments. These tools are quickly becoming powerful aids in legal drafting too. The AI can generate a solid first draft, and then the lawyer can review, refine, and tailor it to the needs of the case. What's happening here is the creation of a symbiotic relationship, creating what you might call a centaur professional who combines the best of human and machine intelligence. Small business owner. What are the legal requirements for hiring my first employee? One of the most disruptive uses is client-facing virtual legal advisors, chatbots, delivering instant answers to many common legal questions. This development could radically democratize access to basic legal information. AI-powered legal chatbots can bridge this gap, serving as a first port of call. The opportunity is to use these same AI tools as a way to attract new clients, offering a free chatbot to answer basic questions, then seamlessly connecting the user to a paid consultation with a human lawyer. Generative AI really strikes at the heart of the legal profession's economic engine, the billable hour. The whole idea of billing for time just doesn't make sense anymore. Firms that don't adapt, those that cling to the billable hour, are going to find it tough to compete. They'll lose to agile, tech-forward competitors using AI as a core service model. When the answer to the question, "What does the law say?" is instantly available from an AI, the truly important question becomes, "What should we do?" The lawyer's primary role shifts from being a researcher of past precedents to a strategist for future action. They will need to be critical thinkers, capable of rigorously evaluating the AI's output. The lawyer's role becomes one of quality control, interpretation, and strategic oversight. The virtual courtroom, an emergency measure born out of the pandemic, has rapidly evolved into a permanent and transformative feature worldwide. The evolution is now moving into the realm of augmented and virtual reality. A lawyer could walk around a virtual three-dimensional model of an accident scene. Online dispute resolution, or ODR, are automated or semi-automated platforms designed to resolve low-value civil disputes, entirely outside the traditional court system. The most radical and controversial frontier that is the concept of the AI judge. Here the AI acts as the adjudicator, analyzing evidence and applying legal rules to render a binding judgment. Virtual hearings allow individuals to participate from the safety and convenience of their own homes. This democratization of access is arguably the single greatest benefit of virtual justice. We cannot allow access to justice to become a two-tiered system, where the wealthy receive bespoke human-led justice, and everyone else is relegated to an automated, digital-only alternative. The proliferation of data has given rise to one of the most rapidly expanding legal specializations, cyber law and data governance. These new specialists are the digital detectives and guardians of the information age. A new class of lawyer is emerging to grapple with the complex questions of fairness, accountability, and harm. An AI ethics lawyer advises technology companies on how to identify and mitigate the risks of discriminatory outcomes. When an autonomous system causes harm, who is legally responsible? An AI liability lawyer is at the forefront of litigating these novel cases and shaping the precedents that will define this area of law. A fascinating new legal specialization is emerging: intellectual property in the metaverse. IP lawyers are now litigating cases that test whether a trademark for a physical product extends to its digital twin. The technological wave is triggering a profound and permanent reshuffling of its workforce. The most immediate impact is a structural decline in demand for roles centered on repetitive, process-driven tasks. At the epicenter of the legal sector's employment transformation is the emergence of a pivotal new character, the legal technologist, a strategic specialist who operates fluently in the languages of both law and code. To remain relevant, legal professionals must actively engage in a process of continuous upskilling. This imperative to upskill places a new burden of responsibility on both individuals and institutions. Technology is now systematically dismantling traditional barriers, creating a truly globalized legal market. A lawyer in London can seamlessly advise a client in Singapore. The friction of distance is evaporating. Perhaps the most profound societal impact is its potential to act as a great equalizer. Justice, once housed in imposing buildings, is now becoming available in your pocket. The forces that break down barriers can also create new inequality. One of the most pressing concerns is the digital divide. There is also a risk of legal and cultural imperialism. As we delegate more legal analysis to artificial intelligence, we confront a ghost in the machine. the pervasive and insidious problem of algorithmic bias. The increasing autonomy of legal technology creates a daunting and dangerous accountability void. When an AI system makes a mistake that causes significant harm, who is legally responsible? The law itself must evolve to govern the very technologies that are transforming it. Lawyers, judges, and legislators are now tasked with creating the rulebook for their own reinvention. The sector stands at a critical crossroads, actively guiding that transformation towards a more just and equitable future. The value of a human lawyer will continue to be in their uniquely human capacity for wisdom, empathy, and judgment. By commoditizing information, it is making them more valuable than ever. The lawyer of the future will be a strategist, a creative problem solver, a trusted guide, and a persuasive advocate. The advocacy, the persuasion, and the crucial act of bearing witness to a client's struggle remain profoundly human endeavors. Looking further into the long-term future, we must confront a more radical and honestly unsettling possibility. Is it conceivable that even the highest functions of a lawyer could eventually be automated? This utopian vision of ultimate efficiency and access, however, comes at a profound cost. It raises the ultimate question: is justice still justice if it is delivered without a human soul? The path to full automation is not preordained. The principles of accountability, transparency, and human oversight that we are now struggling to instill will become the foundational DNA for the more advanced systems of tomorrow. For most people, buying a home isn't just a major financial milestone, it's a complex legal journey. From the first viewing to the final handover of keys, consumers must navigate a maze of contracts, title searches, conveyancing, and legal fees. Each document and signature carries significant weight, and missing a single step can lead to costly delays or even loss of the property. Traditionally, this process has been daunting. Legal jargon, dense paperwork, and the need for expert guidance often left buyers feeling overwhelmed and anxious. The costs, sometimes hidden, added another layer of stress, especially for first-time buyers. But technology is rewriting the script. Today, digital tools and legal innovations are making the home buying process more transparent, affordable, and accessible than ever before. Online legal platforms now guide buyers through every step, clearly explaining terms and requirements. E-signature technology allows contracts to be signed securely from anywhere, reducing delays and paperwork errors. AI-powered platforms are transforming title searches and conveyancing, automatically flagging potential issues and ensuring nothing important is missed. Chatbots and virtual assistants answer questions in real time, empowering buyers to make confident decisions without waiting days for a response. Imagine a user-friendly dashboard where every key document, deadline, and legal requirement is presented in plain language. Buyers can track progress, receive instant updates, and connect with legal professionals on demand, all from their smartphone or laptop. These innovations aren't just making the process easier, they're leveling the playing field. Ordinary people, once at the mercy of complex systems and high costs, are now equipped with the tools they need to protect their interests and achieve their dreams. In the new era of property transactions, the empowered consumer takes center stage. The future of home buying is not just about owning a house, it's about owning the process, with clarity, confidence, and peace of mind.